Hello students, today we are going to see about the divisibility rules. I request you to watch the complete video. Here we will be seeing about the certain divisibility rules from the easier one to the difficult one. Please watch the video from the beginning to the end. So a number is divisible by 2. If the number is divisible by 2, the last digit should be either 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Any one of the digits, if it is present in the last digit, it means that the ones place of the digit should be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. We take an example. 2160, it ends with 0, so I will tell it is divisible by 2. See, for example, if I am taking any other such example here, 2163, it ends with 3. This is not divisible by 2 as it's ending with 3. So this is divisible by 2. Understood now? Next we will see about the divisibility rule of 5. We talk about divisibility rule of 5. Last digit should be either 0 or 5. You should have it here. We talk about 0 or 5. I'm having here for example 3020. It ends with 0. So I will tell it is divisible by 5. For example, if you have it here 5935, it ends with 5. So it is divisible by 5. Now if I am taking here any other such examples here 2534, it is ending with 4. So this is not divisible by 5. So hope you got the clarity about the divisibility rule of 5. Next, we'll move on to the divisibility rule of 10. When we talk about the divisibility rule of 10, the last digit, that the ones place of the digit should be 0. See, for example, if I'm having here 4130, it ends with 0 here. So I will tell it is divisible by 10. Now, if I'm taking any such examples here, 2195, it ends with 5. This is not divisible by 10. So now here in this particular, we have seen about 2, 5 and 10. Next, we will see about the next divisibility rule of 3. If you talk about the divisibility rule of 3, you must have a very good understanding what is about the sum of the digits. When you talk about the digits, digits means that is 0 to 9. Those are called as digits. So when you talk about 0 to 9, it is individually, I am telling here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are called as the digits. When two or more digits combine together, they form the number. See, for example, if I'm writing here 234, this is the number where we will not place commas there. When we place commas between each and every digit, that is called as digit. This together is called as the number. So hope you now understood about what is digits and the number here. Now let's go on to the sum of the digits. See, for example, when we have here 9 3, 6, which is 936. When you add it, what is the sum? Sum means addition. 9 plus 3 plus 6. When I'm adding, I'll be getting here it is 18. So now I know 18 is divisible by 3. The whole number 936 is divisible by 3. So I can come to the conclusion that it is divisible by 3, I will be telling here. So now let's take the other example, that is 4321. So now I'm going to take the sum of the digits 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. If I'm having here 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, I will be getting here 10. So now 10 is not divisible by 3. Therefore, the whole number 4321 is not divisible by 3, I can tell. So now you understood what is the divisibility rule of 3. Similarly, only we have the divisibility rule of 9 also. We take 9, the sum of the digits should be divisible by 9. When you take an example here, 7, 2 is there. So now 72, you know, it is the multiplication table where you get it in 9 table. 9 8s are, you know, here. So for example, with this itself, I'm going to add few other numbers if I'm going to add. So if I'm going to place one more 9. So now you may wonder how I can find whether it is divisible by 9 or not. So here we are going to do the sum of the digits. 7 plus 2 plus 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 plus 9, which is 18. So 18 is divisible by 9. Therefore, I can come to the conclusion that 729 is divisible by 9, I can tell here. So now if let me take the other example. So now I take 7, 2, 1, 1. If I take the sum of the digits 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, if I am taking here. So 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. 10 plus 1, 11. 11 is not divisible by 9. Therefore, this number 7211 is not divisible by 9. So now you understood the divisibility rule of 3 as well as divisibility rule of 9. Next, we will move on to the divisibility rule of 4. So when we talk about the divisibility rule of 4, it is formed by the last two digits. Either the last two digits should be divisible by 4 or the last two digits can be either 0 also. There are two conditions are there. If any one of the condition works out there, I can tell the whole number is divisible by 4. I can tell here. What is the first condition? The first condition, that is the tens place and the ones place of the number should be divisible by 4. Or the second condition is what? The last two digits, that is the tens place and ones place, both should be 0. Last two digits should be 0. That is your condition here. So now let's take the example for your better understanding. Suppose if I'm having here 1924. So now the last two digits is what? Which together is 24. So 24 appears in 4 table. Therefore, I can come to the conclusion that 1924 is divisible by 4. So now let's take some other example. If I am taking here the example of the 2000, we take the example of 2000, the last two digits are what? It is both are 0. So I can come to the conclusion that that is divisible by 4. I can come to the conclusion. See, for example, if I'm taking one more such example, if I'm taking here 2185. So 85 is not divisible by 4. Therefore, the whole number is not divisible by 4. This is your understanding here. The next we will see about the divisibility rule of 25. We take about the divisibility rule of 25. The last two digits should be divisible by 25. What are the condition? It can be the last two digits can be either both 0, 25, 50 or 75. Last two digits can be either both are 0 or both 25, then 50 or 75. These are the condition to be there in the tens place and the ones place of the given number. So if I am taking a number here 2775, the last two digits when I take it here it is 75. So according to our condition we have here 75. Therefore I will tell the whole number is divisible by 25. I can come to the conclusion. Now let's take the other example here. So if I am taking an example 3850. If I take here the last two digits is 50. Here we have a condition that is 50. Therefore I will tell the whole number is divisible by 25. I can come to the conclusion. Now if I am taking an example here 315, I'm going to take an example. So now 315. So it's ending with what? 15. So therefore it is not divisible by 25. So now you have very clear about the divisibility rule of 25. Next we will move on to the divisibility rule of 8. So for the divisibility rule of 8, the last three digits, what are the last three digits? That is the hundreds place, tens place and ones place. Hundreds place, tens place and ones place of the number should be divisible by 8 altogether. So let's take an example to make you a better understanding. If I have 54,728. So here I have to take 728 should be divisible by 8. Then only I can tell the whole number is divisible by 8. So if you don't know for this, you can do the long division to get it up. So we do the long division. 8 nines are 72. Then you will be getting a 0. You will bring down 8. 8 ones are 8. You will do it. Then you will be getting 0. So when you get the remainder 0, 8 into 91 times I'll be getting here 728 you will be getting. I'll repeat once again. Here when you divide 728 divided by 8, 8 into 91 you will get 728 you will be getting here, which leaves the remainder 0. So now I can come to the conclusion that 728 is divisible by 8, then the whole number is divisible by 8. This is your condition to be learned for the divisibility rule of 8. The next we will see the divisibility rule if you have the both of the numbers. Let's take an example for the divisibility rule of 6. The divisibility rule of 6 means it should be divisible. A number provided should be divisible by both 2 and 3. It should be there. Now let's take an example. So if you take an example here 2340. So to 2340 the last digit ends with 0. If it is ends with 0 I can come to the conclusion that it is divisible by 2. Now I have to check whether this 2340 is divisible by 3 or not. In that case what we will do, divisibility rule of 3, we have to take the sum of the digits. When you take the sum of the digits, if I take 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 0 is 9. So 9 is divisible by 3. Therefore 2340 is divisible by 3. So now I can come to the conclusion that 2340 is divisible by 6. Next, we will see the divisibility rule of 12. If I talk about the divisibility rule of 12, it should be divisible by both 3 as well as 4. Both the conditions should be satisfied. If any one of the condition fails, then the whole number is not divisible by 12. So that is very much important for the all the numbers which I am explaining next. If I take an example for this, 4236. So now I know this 36 is divisible by 4. So now I will tell the whole number is divisible by 4. I will tell here. We talk about the sum of the digits, that is 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6. I will be getting here as 15. I will be getting here. So if I get here 15, so 15 is divisible by 3. Therefore, the whole number is divisible by 3. So now the whole number is divisible by 12 also. So now it is very clear that it satisfies both of the condition. Next, we will move on to the divisibility rule of 15. When I talk about the divisibility rule of 15, it should be divisible by both 3 as well as 5. It should satisfy. Now let's take an example of 18,030 is an example here. So now it is very easy to make a conclusion. It's ending with 0, therefore it is divisible by 5. So now let's take for the divisibility rule of 3, that is the sum of the digits. When you talk about the sum of the digits, 1 plus 8 plus 0 plus 3 plus 0 you will be taking. So when I take it here I will be getting here 12. So now 12 is divisible by 3, therefore 18,030 is divisible by 3. It is satisfying both the condition, that is divisible by 3 as well as 5. I can come to the conclusion that this whole number is divisible by 15 also. Next we will see about the divisibility rule of 18. When you talk about the divisibility rule of 18, it should be divisible by both 9 and 2. It should be divisible here. So now let's take an example, that is 3456. So here it is ending with 6. Therefore, it satisfies the condition for divisibility rule of 2. So next we have to check it is whether divisibility rule of 9 or not. So I am going to do the sum of the digits. When you do the sum of the digits, I will be getting here 18. 18 is divisible by 9. Therefore, 3456 is also divisible by 9. So now I can come to the conclusion that this whole number is divisible by 9 and 2. Therefore, it is also divisible by 18. So I want you to make clear that for divisibility rule of 6, 12, 15, 18 are similar pattern where both the conditions for this it should be satisfied. If either one of the condition fails, then I will not tell it is divisible by the particular number. So hope it is very clear for you. Yes. So now I want you to revise once again with multiple examples and practice. Then only all the divisibility rules will be in your mind. So next video we will see about the other divisibility rules. Hope you understood. Okay students, bye. Thank you.